Hi everybody, this is Let's Play April week 2, and this is pretty much what my background looked like when I left you after week 1, except the difference is I've stitched down the seams, and I cheated a little bit here by adding the rickrack right away without actually doing the stitching, and the reason is I had no thread in this color. And the threads I had were either too light or too dark and would have shown up in any stitching I did along here. So I decided to just go straight to adding normally I like to have it stitched and then add the trim, but I just went straight to the trim and stitched it same as I do all my ziggy zags, one in the up, one in the down, one in the up, one in the down on both sides, and it's now nicely down there. And I actually kind of liked how this trim has the up and down because the bunnies are going to be here. So yeah, I show you what I've got in mind thus far. There's the bunnies. Still don't have them trimmed down, but the backgrounds of those will be all gone. And I dug through some of my trims and that, and here's what I think I'm going to do. When I was doing my bits and bobs and collecting my trims and things for it, a wonderful lady in, I think here in Saskatchewan, Carol Jackson, she sent me 3 trims to you in the colors of my bits and bobs, which was pink and blue and a creamy white. And all 3 of them are they're different designs, but all 3 of them are a soft, lovely wool. I'm guessing they must have been something thought of as for baby. And to tell you the truth, that's exactly how they hit me. They just, oops, backwards. They're just so sweet. So I thought it's great color, great baby thing, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to put this trim at the top with its little curly cues. I don't think I'm going to have it this wide, though. I actually think I'm going to put it halfway over like that. Let me pin that so it'll stay and you can see it. Something like that. I think that'll be nice. And then I also have this very pretty pale eyelet trim. I think it's this way. And I think that'll look nice coming down the side. Like that. Probably tuck it under. Decide it later. I have no real rule about which side gets tucked under. It just depends on the trim itself, and sometimes afterwards I go, oh, I wish I'd done it the other way, but it's not that big a deal. What else? I have this one. Now, I think I'd like to use it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it here or here. No, actually, I think I do like it here. Here. Now, you know the up and down, sort of like this, but larger trim that I've been using in every piece so far, and I found it in all the different colors. I did find it in purple. I do have it in blue still, because I used it a couple of months ago when I did the blue and yellow. And I might use it still again here. Oh, that's actually not bad. Okay, I've decided. I think I will use it here. I was going to say I did find it in purple, but it was such a grayish purple. It just didn't suit this piece at all. It was way too off a color. Yeah, I do think I really like that. Thanks for helping me decide. And then I still plan on doing my teddy bear as a motif, but I had something to share with you that I love serendipity moments. I don't often go to town. A couple times a year maybe has been my pattern lately, and I had to go earlier this week, so I was in town. And my favorite thing to do in town is to visit the thrift store, because I don't get to do that otherwise. And I don't often find things, and because you know, you kind of got to go more often to really find lots of things. But I did find one thing. I found this brand new terry cloth blue washcloth. Brand new, never even been washed. It doesn't look like it's just brand new. And it's my towel colors I tend to go for green. So this wasn't one that I was like popping at me going, I should buy that. But it did. It just kept sort of, I'm sitting over the basket, it was 50 cents. And I'm like, no, I don't need that. I've got lots of washcloths. And I'm like, but it's brand new. And something made me buy it. So I went home thinking I've got a brand new blue washcloth. And then a couple days later, yesterday actually, I'm sitting there stitching. And I said to myself, I wish the first time I ever designed my teddy bear, it was on a quilt called the Baby Sampler, and I'll show a picture here. Okay, that teddy bear, I used a brown terry cloth fabric, and he just turned out adorable. I just really loved him, and he went on to be a bigger teddy bear on a Stuffy's quilt. And yeah, he's been popular. So I was thinking about that, going, oh, terry cloth. I wish I had um, a light blue terry cloth or a purple terry cloth for this teddy bear. And then the light bulb went off, and I remembered that I had bought this washcloth, brand new, lovely pile of terry cloth. And it hit me that wouldn't he be adorable made out of that terry cloth? So that was why I bought it thinking I was getting a brand new washcloth, but he's gonna be this terry cloth. And I'm so excited about that because he will look like a fuzzy teddy bear, which is so adorable. So that's why it was serendipitous, because like I said, I wouldn't normally buy a blue washcloth, but yeah, isn't that fun? Okay, I haven't decided about the trims in the middle yet or the stitching, but I'm gonna go play and I'll report back in when I've got a little more to share. Okay, I'm back. I thought I better check in before I get too far along. Here's where I am. I put this trim, which is clipped off of this trim, here. I like how this was too big. That was gonna be overwhelming. And this is the same little dots that are edging on, on this trim that I have. I went through a bit of a process with those. So the same as I used at the top of my March green and orange piece. I originally thought and had cut, I was going to use purple on one side and blue on the other, but it just wasn't doing it for me. I was just not loving it. And then I thought, well, on the blue patches, I'll do purple. And then when it is on a purple, I'll do blue. But again, that didn't do anything for me either. And then in my frustration of that, I was looking around and realized I had a lighter purple version of the same trim. And I thought, this is such an interesting block. It seems the subtle things are the most effective. So yeah, the light purple, dark purple was just the right amount of change. If I had done two darks or two lights, I don't think that'd be as interesting. So that's fun. As you can see, I put one on one side, one on the other to make a whole new trim. And I am not positive, but I am considering doing a crisscross in a lighter shade of purple still, all the way down. I think that might even add more to it. I do think I'm leaning towards that anyways. Okay, and then here I did that variation of a back stitch that I love, only in this time I went over it with a second color in pushed over a little bit. I don't know, at the moment I'm missing what that would be called. Okay, you see what though. The one is there and then the other's slightly skewed to it. That's not quite the right word either. And I did it on the top and the bottom. The bear is going to be here, so it's mostly not going to show anyways. But I thought that was nice. I had originally just done it in the light purple, and it was lacking. So I decided to use this bluish purple that I found. I found it in my blues, and it actually matches this pretty good. So I guess when I look at this, I'm really seeing a purple, but it's actually a very bluish purple. So yeah, this, I did find an embroidery floss that was similar. So yeah, I've done a row on each side of that. And then here are some thoughts of what I'm thinking of doing. Here, again, nothing's in stone, but here I think I'm going to do a wreath in the flowers that I have of, maybe that one, this purpley one. It all started with this one that looks very much like a violet to me, and I just thought if I just put flowers around a circular wreath, that might be an interesting block right there. So that's what I'm thinking. And here I have a plan. Oh, I should say, I will show you how I'm doing my teddy bear. I'm doing him as a separate thing, and then I'll stitch him onto here. I'll show you that process, but I'm recording that separately so I can put it all together as one clip. Okay, so here, I'm pretty sure, let's put the bunnies in just so you can see the bunnies again. Again, still not clipped out. Okay. I'm thinking, early thoughts, but maybe cutting one of the squares from this, maybe not. But I have this in purple as well. I actually have this in blue, but I can't find it at the moment and have no real reason to hunt for it. But I like that this I had it in purple too. And what my plan is to cut a square of a star, if I can get it without anything, like, so that it's just the light purple behind or the light blue behind, and the heart design, and make little baby blocks with those right here. Maybe 3, maybe more. I will see how it fills in. So I'm thinking that might be fun. What else did I have in mind? Oh, I should say, because someone emailed me, sometimes I just talk about what I did and then I don't really show you how to do that. And it's because I have shown how to do it in previous videos. So if it's anything new, I show it, but I'm not going to repeat how to do the blind stitch or basics like that. But if you feel like you would like to learn some of this stuff, going back and looking at the older videos is a great, I share all kinds of information. So those are valuable still to watch, even if they're not the current one I've done. All right, the next thing that I was going to share, oh, this is I'm going to stop using that serendipitous, but I talked about using this fabric in a way, and I did cut out a little, I thought I'd put that on the bear, but I've changed my mind. But what I do think I might do with this is put a like some kind of maybe a silk ribbon string or something across here to be like a clothesline, and then have two of the outfits on here hanging from the clothesline. Um, I like this little bathing suit, and I do like this too. And I'm gonna make them in their own kind of way as well, so that they're three, like they you can actually lift them up. One of the things I thought was really fun, that's where I was going to use the word serendipitous, is in thinking of this, I remembered I had a little bag of mini clothespins, and I was really hoping there were some blue or purple ones in there. The blue is more of a turquoisey blue, but the purple would work really cute. So I might see where I'm talking about, like make it a little tiny clothesline with these little clothespins. I think that'd be kind of fun. We'll see. It's an early thought, but I was thrilled to find the clothespins that would work. Okay, I think that's it for now. Yes. Okay, I'll be back when I finish this week's stitching. Okay, my stitching is almost complete. What I'll do at the very end is I'll post a picture of the trimmed block. I'm going to trim it by the end, but I want to finish the little bit of stitching close to the edges that I've left undone so I don't cut those off. But yeah, I've completely stitched this down now, and I am really pleased with the lighter X's that I'm posting on top. I'm gonna stand up actually. There. And I apologize for the clip before this. It was a rainy day, and it wasn't the brightest when I looked back at the video. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to adding the embellishments. I think the teddy bear, I'll show you that section of it next time. I'm not ready to show it this week, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.